August is finished, so let's recap all my gaming month for August. So here we go.
Linda the gamer gal, she's here, she's playing games. Linda the gamer gal, she's here, she's playing games today.
The very first game that I finished was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. This is a weird one because I liked 3, but you have to finish 4 in order to finish 3, which is weird to me. So they're connected, they're intertwined now. Instead of like the remake 1 and 2, you could play them individually. They were separate games. If you finished the first one or the second one, it didn't really matter. You didn't have to play both. I feel like forcing me to play a game that I'm not really enjoying made me not want to play 3 as much. So hopefully the next, if they do remake another set of games, don't force me to play both of them. If I don't like one or the other, I don't have to choose. If I like both, I could play both. And so I felt like maybe 1 and 2, people were not finishing one of the games, and so they're trying to make it more integrate a lot of the stuff and make you want to play it, but it didn't. So 4, they changed the open world aspect. It wasn't the game that I'm used to. I really tried to like the game. I just couldn't get into it, but I really enjoyed 3. But the problem is, in order to finish 3 and get the notification that you finished 3, you had to finish 4. And so I was waiting, and you know how like that moment of like, you see the percentage and you're like, I should be at 100%. What's going on? Why is it saying that I'm not at 100%? Now they make it to where you have to finish 3, 4, the pro level and the pro level of both 3 and 4 to get 100%. When it used to be finish everything, everything was included. There was no regular and then like career pro or whatever the hell they want to do. It literally was everything was together. You finished the game, you 100%ed it if you wanted to, but you beat the career mode by just doing all the missions. Now it's like, in order to get the 100%, you have to do all this other stuff, and I'm like, I lost the vibe. You really lost me. So if they do it again, we'll see. I'm going to watch some gameplay and see how they do for Underground, because if they convert it to a Pro Skater game, that's not Underground. So crossing my fingers, we get another one, but we'll see what happens. The second game that I finished was an RPG that was recommended by Tylord, and it was a great recommendation. Now, my thoughts are mixed and jumbled, and I'm trying not to spoil the game, so bear with me as I hope I don't ramble. But basically, it's a turn-based RPG with rhythm. You have to parry. It reminds me a lot of a Souls game where you'll see the boss reveal itself as a second form, third form. You're like, I'm finally done. I finally figured it out. And then you're like, oh no, I depleted almost everything. And this is not the first form. This is like second, third, fourth. There's going to be more. And so I really enjoyed the game, but there was aspects of the game that really frustrated me. And I get it. I heard the developer say that he didn't want a mini-map because he wanted you to check out the levels, he wanted you to enjoy it, but I got lost a lot. And then I would have to battle all my way through to get back to where I was. And it reminded me of an old PS2 game where you don't know where you're going and you hope you eventually find your way through. And that's what happened a lot of the times. Like, I really enjoy this game. It's going to be on my top 10, but I don't think it's going to be number 1 unless like something else really hits the mark on an RPG or another game, a horror game, because that really frustrated me. Like, the open world had a map. The open world told you where to go. But the minute you went into like the little sections for each part of the map, you had no mini-map. And then the parrying system is unforgiving. If you miss a parry or you miss a dodge, you really have like a lot of them that do one-shots to you. And so you have to really learn the system. But again, when you see a boss for the first time or you see an area where it says danger, a lot of the areas I was trying my best to like maneuver through and get it done as fast as possible, but I understood why they did what they did. I just wish they didn't do that. I wish they enabled like an option to where you can do a mini map. And yes, a lot of the stuff was, if you level up, you'll be fine. But again, I couldn't find all the stuff and I wanted to get through the story because it's an amazing story. So there's pros and cons to it. If you don't like rhythm games, you're not going to like this because it literally is a rhythm game on some of the parts. Like I saw some of the bosses that I didn't complete because I was like, I'm just going to go through the main story. But then I also struggled, so I'd have to go back and find like danger areas to level up. So there's one called Simon. I will never battle that character because I just saw like 15 parries each time and I was like, nope. I'm struggling with the characters that have like 3 or 4 ridiculous parries, and you have to watch the character because it's going to give you a signal, like a noise cue, and if your headphones are not on, you're not going to hear it. So play the game with headphones. I recommend that for sure because the story is amazing. I hope everybody gets to play this game at least once or watch the game because the soundtrack is really good. Like I would sit there and listen to us like kind of like my old games like Tony Hawk and stuff like that. I would just let it play for a minute because I was like, each song was unique and different, but still blended well with the game and the story. So highly recommend this game. I know I rambled a lot, but this game is worth a play. It's on Game Pass. I don't know if they're ever going to put it on other items like Steam sales or different things like that. But this is a game that I'm so glad I got recommended, and I will play probably again later when I have the time and I'm not doing a million things. But highly, highly, highly recommend. Oh, and then I went from a good game to this game is just a huge, utter disappointment. This game, my word. Okay, so the story is okay at best. The characters are eh. I played as Harley Quinn. I could not fathom playing as the other characters because during the tutorial section, they had you learn how to like maneuver around the characters, maneuver around the world, and the one that felt comfortable to me was Harley Quinn because she maneuvered around like Spider-Man. And I was like, oh, cool, because the other ones, I don't know why, but when you try to land on something, if you don't land directly on the spot that the developer wanted you to land, you either warp through the stupid like platform thing or whatever, or you go on the side and you start like sputtering, your character starts doing this and then falls off. And it's like, I don't get it. I don't understand. It's a glitchy mess. It's a hot mess. There's times where, kind of like other character games that I've played, story games, where you have to eliminate all the characters that are your NPCs of the enemies and then you move on. But 9 times out of 10, it didn't register that I finished the whole area. Like, it's like, oh, do this, do that. And you're like, is there somebody stuck in a wall? Like, I'm trying to look for things. And that kept happening to me. Like, I kept seeing moments of, like, I don't know what to do. And then my 3 guys that were with me, my other squad members, kept walking into me. Like, as I'm watching the character, if you do auto run or you do something, it will like auto run Harley Quinn out of the shot. And so you're watching this scene play out and you see Harley Quinn and you see Harley Quinn running. And so it made me laugh hysterically a lot of the time. So I turned off auto run because I was like, I want to be lazy. I'm just going to do auto run. But then like the scene would play out and it would lose the momentum. And also the boss battles, I would see like the NPC guy when he started stay there, and then the other character would be running around that's actually supposed to be the boss battle. And so if you took a aim at that the NPC that was the beginning one that you talked to, 9 times out of 10 if you hit it, it would actually count as damage. And so I kept just going for that one, and it made me laugh because I was like, dude, this boss battle is so easy because literally, like, it was Flash. At one point you were facing Flash and then Green Lantern and then a couple other characters throughout the story, and Flash is super fast, but if he's standing right there not moving and the other one's like zzz, of course you're gonna have 5 seconds of just like, I'm just gonna go for the easier target down there than the one that's maneuvering around and I can't seem to aim at that one. Yeah, it's a glitchy mess. It's been a long time. I thought this game would get patched and fixed because I saw how bad it was when it was released. It doesn't even deserve like game of the month or game of the year by anybody I don't know. Did you get like a really good game? And I played this on PlayStation 5, just FYI. It wasn't on a PlayStation 4. It wasn't on Xbox One. This was PlayStation 5. And it was so bad, so glitchy, that it felt like I was playing it on a PlayStation 3. Like stuff would integrate in and integrate out, and now mind you, the outside area, not the inner part of the city, but the outside area was beautiful. Watching the aliens attack and destroy things, and the ship, the skull ship, was immaculately done. But when you went to look on internally, little to nothing was happening. It was kind of like when those games that you say, oh, there's a lot of stuff that's gonna happen. Kind of like when they did Watch Dogs, or when they did any game that was like, oh, look at the inner city, like Cyberpunk. The first game show, the game trailer, amazing, 10 out of 10. And then you get to actually the gameplay, and there's like one NPC, a cluster over there, a cluster over there. Nothing happening in between. Nothing going on. So I was bored most of the time traversing because I had to traverse. I did not enjoy myself until fast travel happened. So if you're gonna play this game, don't play. Just delete it. Don't play this game. It's a 10 out of 10 disappointment as far as like, it's going on the list for disappointing games. I thought I was gonna have a decent game. I thought it was gonna be like, kind of like all the other Marvel games where people complain about it, say it's horrible. And it's not that bad. A lot of the Marvel games and DC games are not that bad. This one, no. This one is a hot garbage of a mess. And the only reason I finished it was because I wanted to see if it got better. And it didn't get better. Then we went back to a good game, Carmen Sandiego. This is the game that is based off the Netflix show where they took Carmen and they showed a spin, kind of like Wicked the musical. It shows the Wicked Witch of the West in a better light, and this is the same thing. Carmen is technically not a bad person. In this one, you see that Carmen was supposed to go to Vile and learn the school how to be a thief, but ends up being, no, I'm gonna be a good person and help out and stop Vile. So you find out that Carmen is actually a good person in this show. And the game is okay. It's not a great game. It's not disappointing. It's in the middle. It's just like, it has its old aspects of the old part of the computer PC games, but it doesn't fully integrate that. So like when you play, like say there's like missions on the side you have to play because you have to level up. So you never can just play the story all the way through. You have to level up. Even if you do everything correctly, which I did a couple times, I thought, oh, I'm going to level up and I'm going to go to the next one. And that's why you have to get better. No, you literally do have to play the side missions on this game to level up, to keep going. And the side missions are simple as like Gumshoe, Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, all the way up to the Notorious level is like 3 times. And those are very difficult because you have to like know where you're going in the world. Even it's a little cryptic sometimes. And so I enjoyed that part. But when it came to like pickpocketing and, you know, traversing the area and doing like little things like, oh, let's put on the goggles. She wears goggles during the show, during the game. And that wasn't very difficult. Like even if you messed up on that part, it didn't like stop you. It just goes, oh, try again, do this, do that. So like I felt like it was a little bit easier on the main missions, but the side missions were difficult. So I don't think a lot of people will have difficulty if you just keep playing like the lower level side missions. But for me, I wanted to, you know, level up faster, so I played the medium hard difficulty ones just to get myself burning through this game faster. So if you're a Carmen Sandiego fan, I recommend it. If you're into old computer games from back in the day, I recommend it. If you're into like Oregon Trail, you'll like this game. They do have, just before I forget, they do have a combo pack right now where you can get Oregon Trail and Carmen Sandiego for the same price as one game. So highly recommend picking that up if you haven't gotten Oregon Trail already. Now, I will say this is geared towards more kids, so if you're not wanting something super, super easy, don't pick it up. And the last game that I finished was Street Fighter versus Tekken. This took me almost about a month to finish because I had to get through every character, and what was really sad was when you play as a pair, because this is a tag team fighter game, you have to, for sure, play each character as the lead. But technically, you could switch between the characters, so I don't know why they did that way. But it has a gem system, and I don't like the gem system. This is one of my least favorite fighting games that I've played through. Basically, it's geared towards more Street Fighter. So if you're a Tekken fighter and you like Tekken and you don't really vibe well with Street Fighter, I don't recommend this game because it's more like Street Fighter than it is Tekken. Yes, there is power hits from Tekken. Yes, there is grabs from Tekken. But they modified because it's usually, high kick, high punch, low punch for Tekken. But this one, it's literally the button map is different, way different. So when you're playing, you'll see like you'll go for a high and a low, but a lot of the characters don't have a high and low in the Tekken game. Like side. So you're basically, all the characters see on the news or see through the grapevine that there is a Pandora's box that has dropped in the middle of Antarctica. And everybody's battling and working their way to get to Antarctica. And so you, depending on if you're playing as a Street Fighter character or a Tekken character, you will either, at the very end, battle Ogre or Akuma. And it really wasn't that difficult to get through Bison or Jin. And I felt like it should have been a little bit more difficult because usually when you battled Street Fighter or Tekken, you have like the last two are really difficult. And I felt like the last one before Ogre or before, Akuma is not that difficult. Like Jin and Bison, they're not difficult. And I don't know why. I don't know why Bison was nerfed. Because Jin is supposed to be, basically, Pandora is giving them the power. They have the box. And so you're battling them to get through and then go defeat the last character. Now, saying that, they overdid it with Ogre and Akuma. Like, that one at the end was super difficult. So, I don't know, maybe a balance would have been nicer. And when you get to the ending and you're like, you've done this twice for each character, you think every single one would have a different ending. No. Some have the same ending exactly, and others have a little bit of modified endings. So you're like, okay, that's cool. I'm not mad about that, but it's like a little bit of a bummer because you go through and you're like, oh, I'm going to get a different ending. Not every pair has a different ending. So just FYI, if you like the characters, play them. I don't recommend it for Tekken fighter characters, people who are into those, because you're not going to get what you want, but it was a good fighter. A solid 7 out of 10. Now we're into the currently playing part of the video. I have a lot of games that I'm currently playing. So the first one is Doom 2. I'm still working through it. It's got a lot of like cryptic levels, more than the first game and 2016's version. So I'm working my way through, but we'll see what happens with that one. So I'm playing through Hogwarts Legacy. I started this at the tail end of the month, and I'm really enjoying it. It's fun. I will say though, it's got a lot of fetch quest stuff, and I'm not really into that. So if it keeps doing that, it's gonna probably burn me out, and we'll go from there. But for right now, it's okay. Story is pretty good. You are not Harry Potter, nor are you any character from that time frame. You're basically a few years before he even gets there. It's kind of like, Wicked, the musical again, where you see their lives before, and you're a character who jumps into Hogwarts when they're like year 5, which is very rare for characters or people in general in the Wizarding World to jump in at level 5, year 5, because most of the people already know what's going on, so you have to be really good at it. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm still playing Rune Factory. That is a good game. It's another RPG. It's farming sim meets RPG. It's a fun little cute little quirky thing. So we'll see what happens with that one. I'm also playing Braid. Again, I'm stuck on a couple levels and I don't want to drop it, but I don't know. I've seen how they're played again and again and again, and I can't execute it, and I don't know why. So we'll see what happens with Braid, but I hope I can finally tackle it and get it done this month, if not next month. Next, I'm also playing a dungeon crawler called Dungeons of Sardarnia. This is another one that it's taking me a little bit of time because, again, you have to keep leveling up. And each dungeon, even though it suggests the level that you should be at, I feel like you need to be a couple levels above because it's just a little bit too overpowered at the very end. The bosses are really, really hard to defeat. So I will definitely be leveling up a lot before I go to the next one. Next is a recommended RPG. You are a creature, a little fox or jaguar, and basically, depending on your storyline, the one that I picked, he was framed by a guy who tried to bribe him. He didn't take the bribe, and so they put something in the car and called the cops and said there's something going on with this vehicle, only to find out that it's your vehicle and you've been put up to it to be set up. So you gotta deal with it and try to get out of prison before the election, because you know that it's the person who is running for the, I think it's mayor at the time, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. And we'll see how far I go through with that one, but I'm enjoying the game. I like it. It's just one of those ones that I probably will be taking me a lot of time, like Dungeons of Sardarnia. I'm also playing You Suck at Parking. That was another recommended game. I enjoyed it. It's a fun little like time waster, I think, because you can take turns doing the levels. I don't know how far the career mode is going to go, so I'm basically looking for any level. You get to a certain point where you have to actually unlock, so you think, oh, I'm just going to keep going through and blaze through this, kind of like Braid, and then go, oh, I have to earn more, okay, to be able to unlock the next part. So here we go. Let's see what happens. But yeah, it's a fun little game. I recommend it. If you have time to waste, download it. You can find it. I think you can find it on Switch as well. So it's on PlayStation and Xbox, but good little game. Oh my word, another game that is just atrocious. I don't know why it was made the way it was made. Who in their right mind kept making everything L1 and R1? This is a game that I streamed. It was recommended, and for the love of that's all that's like, holy, why would you do that? Like, there's more buttons on the controller. Again, it's like a Marvel DC game where they thought, oh, this is going to be so easy if you just use L1 and R1. But the character can't figure out what you're trying to do, and I go exactly what it's telling me to do, and I jump, and it don't let me jump, and don't let me do this, and don't let me do that, because it doesn't know what I want it to do. Because L1 and R1, and it's like, well, you got to go against the wall, and I'm hitting the wall, literally like putting the character right against the wall, but it's not working. So we'll see if that's going to be a drop game next month. We'll find out on that one. To end it off on the games I'm playing is a great game. This is a game made by Rockstar. The Warriors is worth my time. I enjoy it. It reminds me of Vice City meets San Andreas with a little bit of the Warriors mixed in. And the reason why is because you have the option to upgrade your character. You can go have your character work out and do sit-ups. You can learn new combos or upgrade your combos, and I enjoy it. I had a fun time with it. I will say though, the audio was a little off on that one because I try to keep lowering the volume and it just never will. So I think I need to break the boombox as soon as I can. So wish me luck on that one. But yeah, it's been a fun game. I have not dropped any games. I'm trying to give the drop list a little bit more time for a couple of them to see if I can finish the games. Some of them are shorter, so we'll see what happens with that one. And there you have it, everybody. There is my recap for August. All the games that I finished, the games that I'm currently playing, and we'll see if next month I drop any of these ones that I have on the list. But thank you for watching. If you're new, please consider subscribing, giving it a like before you're rolling out, and joining the channel, as joining the channel does help out with the funds for the recommended list. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Keep on gaming, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody.
Another gamer gal, she's playing all night. From vintage to modern, she's the queen of the fight. From in San Diego to Grand Theft Auto streets, Oregon Trail to Oregon Trail, she's got the beats. Stand back, she's got the games you need in hand. With VHS recording, she's in command. From 8-bit wonders to the latest craze, Linda the gamer gal, she's here to amaze.